Dear panel members, hello from Esch2022. Although we are not able to welcome you in person here today, we are happy to introduce you digitally to our fantastic Esch2022 territory and give an insight into our work. Out-of-the-box and innovative thinking are more important than ever in the current situation, and it is only by sharing this approach with all project participants, active partners and a committed audience that we can carry our project forward. Esch2022 did face a lot of challenges, and there are more to come, but we are sure Esch2022 will be a great success. Committed partners help us to realize our vision and shape the future of our region. So, ready for the journey? Let's go! Here we meet in front of the ash bulber blast furnace, a relic of our region's industrial past, to talk about culture. So when we talk about culture, we also refer to the transformations that Esch2022 is planning in order to revitalize the region. Something that we will achieve by using its existing heritage to rethink it in a different and innovative way in order to make the project grow so that it can continue to live beyond 2022. With this in mind, the position and the strategy that we adopt are clarified thanks to the development of a manifesto detailing the objectives, the vision and the mission that unite us in this project. The importance of this is reflected not only in the fact that culture allows us to bring people together and make them actively participate, to offer them new perspectives and to provide support to the cultural sector, but it is also about addressing existing and new challenges. On the other hand, in line with the values that we were building, we make it a priority to strengthen our relationships with our external partners. It is important for us to provide our partners with a platform for exchanging and sharing ideas, as well as informing them about the progress of projects, which is crucial for the smooth running of the project as a whole. Of course, to ensure the project's proper development, we must analyze its impact and spin-offs. Points on which we have already made good progress since we collected and examined nearly 200 data sources for the region, Luxembourg and Europe. We also examined the impact reports of some other ECOCs and, in some cases, established personal contacts. We met most of our Luxembourg contacts and also the main public data producers at the Luxembourg level, as well as international market research media monitoring companies. We are currently developing collaborations with some of the country's main research institutes, such as Statec, the university, and LISER. We have identified challenges regarding data availability. The production of culture-related statistics at the level of Luxembourg is generally very deficient, which had led us to look for an alternative approach, adapting the initial strategy to reality. This resulted in a change in our role. Instead of focusing on the analysis of larger existing data as initially planned, we had to switch to a self-collection mode. We are therefore thinking outside the box, and given the lack of traditional statistics, we are turning to an innovative approach to data collection. Our contract with the Luxembourg company ILRES for the realization of a survey on the notoriety, opinions and expectations of the Luxembourg population regarding Esch2022 showed us a broad support on the part of Luxembourg residents for our project. 83% of the people think Esch2022 will stimulate the development of culture in its region. 75% of Luxembourg residents believe that local participation in cultural activities should increase and that the European Capital of Culture will increase the interest and participation of the local population in cultural activities. Our artistic and cultural program is created by both our team and by the cultural actors of Esch2022. For example, artists, creative people, researchers, municipalities and the public who is invited to participate. The content consists of two parts. The first is the result of a public call for projects launched in 2019, while the second is made up of projects proposed and carried out by us. In general, we wish to promote resolutely a participatory approach to encourage access to art and culture for everyone and to highlight the diversity and creative richness of the region. In this context, it is important to underline the success of our call for projects. More than 1,000 submissions were sent in before December 31st, 2019. Today, after a meticulous selection process and in strict compliance with the criteria formulated by the European Commission, we can announce the first results, giving an overview of our cultural and artistic program. As of now, 31 submissions have been accepted, while 176 proposals are still under discussion. We are pleased to see that these external projects are not only of very high quality, but they are also perfectly in line with the spirit of Esch2022. The Literatur Festival is a good example for this. This literary festival, organized by the municipality of Bertambourg, is expanding to take on European dimensions for the 2022 edition by forging links with the CCPHVA, but also with other capitals, while addressing current themes such as the digital revolution and artificial intelligence. It is also important to mention the project proposed by the Esch Theatre to develop young audiences and promote education, or the efforts of the National Museum of Resistance to convey values of humanity, solidarity and freedom of speech. On the French side of our territory, projects are also beginning to take shape with the organization of Bal Populaire or the project On pourrait faire le tour du monde, which bring together, each one in its own way, the arts and audiences around common values of collectivity and participation in order to federate audiences and experience culture together. This is a key element of the Esch2022 philosophy. We are also highlighting the participating cities and municipalities in our Esch Plus program, since each city will have its own month in 2022, when it will be able to stand out and thus benefit from greater visibility. On our side, several projects are being developed following our general theme of remix. For example, Belval Space, a former steelworks site transformed into a university campus, will host digital arts as well as more general reflection on the digital era. Urban time travel will allow us to discover the past through the means of new technologies, or the Minna Trail project, through which we will give new life to a hiking trail through a cultural program. Finally, I would like to stress the importance of European relations within Esch2022. The connection with our European partner capitals, such as KONAS 2022, is essential and is highlighted in our activities as well as in our communications. Likewise, we wish to encourage, renew and continue the European cooperation in which we have invested in the Tandem 2019 project, where Luxembourg and Serbia are collaborating on a common project. Esch2022 continues to receive significant support from Luxembourg government and the city of Esch. In financial terms, we are in a very good position as we are not suffering from any budget cuts so far. The contributions from the Luxembourg state remain unchanged at 40 million euro, as well as the support from the city of Esch with a contribution of 10.1. Moreover, an additional funding of 35 million has been added by our government to renovate the Meulerei infrastructure to become our digital Belval space, which strongly confirms the unwavering support we receive. We are very proud to see our community grow, especially since the participating municipalities have all become adherent members of our association, which really facilitates our exchanges and allows us to better define responsibilities in the project. It is also very important for us to highlight all the partnerships that were created and will continue to be developed in the near future. In addition to the Ministry of Culture, there are many national authorities and structures with which we are in close collaboration. Among them, the Ministry of Mobility and the Ministry of Tourism, which, for example, is a major contributor to the Minna Trail project. Luxembourg for Tourism, the Regional Tourist Office, the Horaska sector, the Luxembourg Convention Bureau, the Ministry of Higher Education and Research, the Script, Nation Branding, and last but not least, the Pro-Suit Union. Thanks to this, we feel that the real community and a common vision is being created around Esch 2022, particularly with the addition of new culture venues in Esch with a high added value, such as the Ariston or the Bride House, and the renovation of the Müllerei. Unfortunately, we may encounter difficulties in terms of infrastructure, especially with the National Archives, which are planned to be built in Esch-Belval, one of the key locations of our project. Given that this is a priority for the Ministry of Culture and that construction work will normally start at the end of 2021, we must anticipate and find solutions and alternatives so that it does not overshadow and disturb Esch 2022. Participation is a keyword of Esch 2022. The population plays a major role in our overall strategy. Not only are we talking about participation, but must also build on inclusion and accessibility, which are essential values to us in the achievement of the success of Esch 2022. To this end, we are actively developing several sustainable tools and concepts that will enable us to include as many people as possible in our cultural plan in the short and long term. On one hand, we are setting up the Citizen Participation Master Plan, a valuable tool for the municipalities. And on the other hand, we are having ready-to-use tools like, for example, we have platforms such as the Annex 22 infrastructure for our own installations, but also made available to artists, the participating cities and towns, as well as to their clubs and associations. Or else, the Moyen Roadshow, in order to promote Esch 2022 and to establish proximity towards our public. We are also banking a lot on our launch ceremony on February 22nd, 2022, designed in partnership with Berlin-based Battle Royale, which will bring together people from all walks of life, ages and communities around culture. Artists and project partners will of course also be integrated to participate actively in this exceptional launch. Moreover, the educational dimension that is of high importance to us takes on its full meaning here, since we have initiated a collaboration with Script in order to develop the involvement of the youngest in the Esch 2022 project. We cannot talk about participation without talking about attractiveness, tourism and mobility, which are key points of our global strategy. Our vision is clear. Esch 2022 gives its visitors a new perspective on things and shows Europe, culture, art, nature and people in today's social and digital changes in a completely new light and will positively influence its visitors. To achieve this, we have several work streams in which we redefine the perception of the region as an attractive one and strengthen its heritage to build a new contemporary image. We are also strengthening relations with local and national players such as the Ministry of Tourism, Luxembourg for Tourism, the regional tourist offices and tourist offices across borders, as well as with the largest cities from the greater region. In terms of mobility, many challenges are still to be met, but the strategy is becoming clearer in order to guarantee attractive mobility for visitors, improve the accessibility of tourist places, and promote soft mobility and multimodality through participation and the development of impacting campaigns. Esch 2022 is focusing on the implementation of unique customer experiences for its touristic offer, which is centered around 3 distinct projects. The urban time travel Belval, using virtual reality to rediscover our past, the augmented reality app and the Minette cycling tour, which is a big part of our mobility strategy to revitalize the region. First, I want to mention that we have developed our team well over the last year with the arrival of new team members who are driving the project, but also by integrating the culture managers from the different municipalities. And we are still looking for 4 positions that are essential to the smooth running and future of the project. As far as the financial forecasts are concerned, the situation remains the same. Funds granted by the government as well as from the city of Esch are confirmed and give us a certain stability for the future of the project. And can we expect positive feedback regarding the Melina Mercury Prize? Well, dear panel members, it's your turn now. As of now, it is essential for us to focus on our sponsorship strategy by providing a platform that will allow project partners to get financial support for their projects and help companies to connect themselves to the creative community. All with the aim of fostering exchanges and creating a sustainable network at regional and national level. This will be offered on several levels, such as a digital platform to facilitate exchange or matchmaking events, and we will of course provide permanent support to all our partners. For the Esch2022 communication campaign, the fine-tuning strategy and projects are visibly accelerating. Some of the highlights over the past few months were the Night of Culture in 2019, but also the Open Market Days, a 3-day event organized exactly 2 years before the launch of Esch2022, which marked the official launch of our communication campaign and was one of the major events highlighting the project and its partners. A nice surprise to the greater public was the appearance of the Grand Duchess on the public day. The website has been updated and is in the process of being revamped and improved to facilitate the visitor experience. We have also strengthened our communications on our projects and our partners' activities, as well in digital as in print. The Esch2022, although closed due to the current situation, continues to host installations to promote culture in these difficult times. Cross-advertising with our twin city Kaunas is planned over the years to strengthen the European cohesion. Our partnerships and working tools are developing step by step to support our communication strategy. For instance, we are now working with Crowdrift, a platform which will be used to promote the territory via social media to implicate the greater public, as well as a new contemporary online press room to satisfy journalists' needs. Another important element, we are currently developing toolboxes that will allow the municipalities and our external partners to progress on their projects in coherence with Esch2022. It also facilitates exchanges, workflow and the progress of all the projects. At our last stop, let's talk about the important steps to take over the coming months. From an admin point of view, the focus will be on recruitment, relations with stakeholders and the move of our premises to Esch Belval, which is planned to happen next year. In terms of sponsorship, as I mentioned earlier, this is another priority during the year. We are actively working on this subject with our partners Oxygen and EY to develop our strategy, which will be implemented over the coming months. While it is true that we still have a lot of work to do, another major step on which we are focusing is the development of the program, which is the current #1 priority of the whole project. We are working proactively on our own content, but also with the project partners as well as local and national stakeholders, which we will continue to do throughout the entire preparation phase towards 2022. To communicate in 2020, we mostly focus on our digital communication while keeping an eye on print, in particular with the development of the social network strategy and the website with an integrated social media platform to get the public involved, but also the media strategy which we are working on towards the acquisition of press partnerships. Also, our collaborations with the municipalities, communication departments and external partners is tightened, and tools for a better workflow and an easy exchange are being made available soon. The communication is fully adapted to the current situation, and we are in a regular contact with our partners and consulting agencies to optimize our impact. Our efforts will of course be accentuated over the coming months in the frame of 2022. As for the tourism strategy, we are well advanced and it will take further shape this year. The first tourism and mobility projects, the product development and the promotion campaign for the region will continue and intensify in the coming months. A partnership with a renowned local tour operator is foreseen. First meetings have taken place. Another major step consists in actively making the audience participate. In this respect, our strategy is now being finalized and will be applied from 2021 onwards in order to include people from all walks of life in our vision of the Esch2022 project and beyond. We also need to think about the COVID-19 crisis we are facing, and in this perspective, we are determined to be innovative and flexible. We will think about alternatives and keep backup plans ready for our entire strategy so that the whole project and culture itself are guaranteed and can continue to live and prosper. Before leaving you with a short message from our President and Mayor of Esch, Mischo, I hope you enjoyed the little trip through our amazing region and I look forward to talking to you soon.
Dear panel members, as far as Esch2022 is concerned, I'm really happy and proud to see the project is growing and quickly evolves. In this sense, the support of the city of Esch2022 is very important as we have invested 10.1 million euros to support the theme and the project as a whole. In parallel to Esch2022, the city of Esch itself intends to promote cultural development on a local scale through measures such as the recent increase in the cultural operating budget, which currently amounts to 20 million euros, corresponding to 14% of the regular budget. The budget has almost doubled since 2015. An extraordinary budget of 26 million euros has been allocated to the creation of new cultural spaces, such as the Britta House, the old Ariston Cinema, the Lavandier space, and even Building 4, a future cultural center in Esch. Fresh, a recently created NGO by the city, is aiming to implement our cultural strategy, Connexion, and thereby stimulating and animating the cultural life in Esch. Of course, we have already overcome many challenges and many are still to be taken up, but we are always keeping our goal in mind. We should not only make our city shine, but the region as a whole through a rich and diversified cultural program for 2022 and beyond. On a final and personal note, I would like to express my gratitude for all your support and consideration. Thank you very much.